This is the Reading to Learn Math for Section 8.3. We're going to determine whether the given condition or conditions in each statement guarantees that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. If the figure will always be a parallelogram, write yes. Otherwise, write no. So part A says the quadrilateral has two sides parallel. Well, you need two pairs of opposite sides parallel. Two sides being parallel would be something like this, and that's not enough. Part B, the quadrilateral has both pairs of opposite sides congruent. That will make it a parallelogram. Part C, one pair of opposite sides of the quadrilateral is both parallel and congruent. Yes, that makes it a parallelogram. D, the sum of the measures of the interior angles of the quadrilateral is 360. That's always going to happen, but that doesn't guarantee that the shape is a parallelogram. Part E, the diagonals of the quadrilateral bisect each other. That will make it a parallelogram. F, the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent. That doesn't make it a parallelogram. Some parallelograms are going to have congruent diagonals, but this isn't a way to show that a shape is a parallelogram. Two sides of the quadrilateral are congruent. That's not enough. You need opposite sides congruent. So again, it's something like this. Those are two sides that are congruent. That doesn't mean that's a parallelogram. Both pairs of opposite sides of the quadrilateral are congruent. That makes it a parallelogram, yes. Number 2, use the diagram for each exercise. Determine whether each quadrilateral is a parallelogram. If the figure is a parallelogram, give a reason for your answer. This one's going to be no. We have an opposite pair of opposite sides parallel. We have a pair of opposite sides congruent, but it's got to be the same opposite sides that are both parallel and congruent. B is yes. These are the diagonals bisecting each other. You can just write that. Part C is yes. Opposite sides are congruent. This is actually a rhombus because it's a parallelogram with all of the sides congruent. D is no. You have congruent sides here. You need opposite sides congruent, both pairs, and that's not what we have.